Continuing now with this factor at 11 live from Detroit after the debate. And here we have Senator Ted Cruz from Texas. I appreciate you coming in. I'm going to ask you some of the same questions I asked Mr. Trump and Senator Rubio. Are you surprised at Trump's durability? Today, you know, Romney hit him. Yeah. McCain's hit him. Lindsey Graham's hit him. He just doesn't seem to falter. Does that surprise you?
Well, listen, a year ago, no one predicted the trajectory of this race. But I think what we've seen in the course of a year is the field winnowing dramatically. I mean, as you know, we started with 17 candidates. It was a crowded field. We're now down to just 4 on that stage. And I think Super Tuesday actually really narrowed the field even more than that. In that, you're right, Trump has a base of support, probably 20–25%. That, as he put it, he could go out on Fifth Avenue and shoot someone and they probably wouldn't leave.
But are you surprised about that? I mean, he doesn't seem to no matter what you throw at the man, and I think his support is 35%.
Well, it's a little bit celebrity. It's a little bit pizzazz.
I'm surprised, I got to tell you.
But I think he also has a ceiling of 35 to 40%, and so the more the field narrows, the more vulnerable he is. It's why I think Super Tuesday was so important. Our campaign has beaten him in 5 states, 5 of the 15. We're the only one that has beaten him over and over and over again. And the way, you know, if folks at home don't want to see Donald Trump as the nominee, and that's about 65% of Republicans, then what we're seeing is more and more of them coming and joining our campaign. People who had been supporting Jeb Bush or Chris Christie or Ben Carson or Marco Rubio coming and joining our campaign.
The polls don't reflect that yet, Senator. We'll see.
Well, but Super Tuesday polls did. I mean, we won
in the conservative states because you're a very conservative senator.
Well, but let's be clear. We beat him in Iowa, but we also beat him in Texas, in Oklahoma, Alaska, and Minnesota. Minnesota's not a conservative state, and we beat Donald in Minnesota.
Right. Rubio won Minnesota, but you came in second.
Right.
The Trump phenomenon seems to have changed politics. Would you say it has changed it? And let me tell you how. Half the debate tonight was zinging Trump.
Yeah.
Look, half the debate.
He has a ton of momentum. I wouldn't disagree with that at all. And his personality, it is so loud and flamboyant that it changes the nature of the conversation. But I do think that the voters are asking, okay, who do I actually trust to do what he's saying? And who's capable of doing that job?
I don't know if they're asking that or not. I think they're almost so overwhelmed by the emotion and the anger that they hold.
You know, I think the 30 to 35%, but I think 2/3 of the party recognizes that nominating Donald Trump would be an absolute disaster. We'd get clobbered. He loses to Hillary Clinton.
You really believe that?
Yes. I think
you believe that if Trump is the nominee in Cleveland, he gets his butt kicked by Hillary Clinton?
He pointed to the CNN poll today.
The polls now don't mean anything.
That shows him losing 8 points, and you know what? They haven't touched him. But there's so much negative on him that the media is treating him with kid
but
gloves.
Let's get into this because this is what the voters want to hear. Yeah. They want to know, look, whoever they nominate has got to beat Hillary Clinton because Republicans obviously don't like Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
How would Hillary Clinton, with, you know, all of the scandals surrounding her, all right, whether it's fair or not.
I think Donald may be the only person on earth that Hillary Clinton could beat in a general election. It's why so many Republicans are horrified.
Why couldn't Trump convince all these people to go with him and not her?
Because 60% of the American people have a negative view of Donald right now.
Couldn't he get that down?
Well, you have to do it on some issue of substance. And part of the problem is Donald has agreed with Hillary Clinton on issue after issue after issue.
Couldn't he change?
Well, he does change.
Yeah.
But what people don't like about Hillary is that she changes and she's not telling the truth. We give that advantage away if we nominate someone who does the exact same thing. You know, one of the stunning moments of this debate that no one commented on? When Donald Trump turned to Marco Rubio and said, you know, Marco's exactly right that you got to negotiate and cut deals, and I agree with what he did on the Gang of Eight, negotiating and cutting deals with the Democrats on the Gang of Eight amnesty bill. I mean, that was a striking moment that no one commented on.
Because it went over what most people said. I got to ask you one more question. You think Donald Trump's an honest man? I mean, you guys are portraying him as a con man, as a grifter. You know, is he honest or not?
Listen, I think he believes what he's saying.
Do you think Trump is honest?
I think he believes what he's saying, but I think he can say 2 opposite things in the course of a minute and believe both of them. If you put a lie detector test, he would say it's hot and cold in the same minute, pass the lie detector test both ways. And the reason, what Trump has tapped into is the frustration,
Yeah,
the volcanic frustration with politicians who don't tell us the truth and don't do what they say. And Donald embodies that, and he's telling us he's not going to do what he says. He said, after I'm elected, he said he'd be a totally different person. He could be the most politically
correct person. He's going to be more gentle.
I
don't think he's going to change his policies.
But he does it over and over
again. I just want to be clear. So you do not think he is dishonest?
I think he is using rhetoric that he doesn't believe, and it's inconsistent with his record.
So he's a phony.
He is saying he's fighting for the working men and women of,
but you don't
of
believe
this country.
That.
He's never done it.
But you don't think he's dishonest?
Look, I'm not going to speak to his heart. His heart is between him and God. I can tell you his rhetoric doesn't match up with his record. And the easiest proof of this is the New York Times tape. The New York Times has a tape.
Know all about that.
And if he told them he wasn't telling the truth.
I don't know anything about that. I've known him for about 30 years. I think he's an honest man, but I think like most politicians, and that's what he is, he wants to get elected.
Well, I will mention the difference with me. I'm the same when I'm running for office and when I'm in office. The reason why we have so much support is that I do what I say. You know exactly what you're getting with me.
All right.
It's a no-spin campaign, to put it in your terms.
Okay. We'll see you down the road.
Excellent.
And we appreciate you coming in.